Hi everyone, it's Tamara here from the EFT Training Centre and Frazzled to Fabulous. And we are living in turbulent times. There's so much going on in the world, both outside our world and for many people personally, from what I'm noticing. Our politics have gone crazy in the UK and I think lots of other countries as well. There's a war on that's affecting us and it could escalate. There are fears. People have a lot of anxiety about that. There's also fears about health anxiety, and it seems to be that lots of people are dying. I know in my life I've noticed many people dying, and it's very anxiety provoking and stressful. And then there's the money side of things. The inflation rates are rising and people are worried about paying the mortgage, whether they can afford that, house prices, the value of money going down, not being able to afford to pay gas bills, fuel bills, petrol, food. So there's a lot of scarcity and anxiety about so much right now. We've just been through a pandemic and many of us are traumatized from that. So I would like to offer this tapping session to really support you with releasing some of that stress and anxiety so that you can calm your mind, think more clearly, take inspired action and support yourself in the best way that you can through these uncertain times. So if you haven't done EFT before, it stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques. It's like acupuncture for emotions without the use of needles. And the invitation is to simply do what I do and say what I say. And if you don't like what I do or say, then simply don't do it. But if you do tap along with me, you agree to take responsibility for your own well-being. So let's get going on this powerful de-stress technique. So when you think about these turbulent times, the uncertainty in your personal life, so I've mentioned inflation, war, politics, illness, death. So just see what resonates with you, and it might be all of those, but it might be easier just to focus on one of them. And when you think of that area of your life, or the life or in the world, just notice what the emotion is. So it might be stress, fear, anxiety, overwhelm, panic. Just notice what's there, and then rate that emotion on a scale from 0 to 10. 0 being completely calm, light and peaceful, and 10 being the most intense you can imagine. And notice where you feel that feeling in your body, and if you don't know, guess or make it up. Notice the sensation in that part of your body, and if there was a colour, and if you don't know, make it up, of that emotion in that part of the body, what would that be? So for example, it could be anxiety, which is heaviness in the shoulders and it feels black. So that's just an example. So now that you've got that, just let's tap along. So even though I have all of these feelings about the situation and the world that we live in, and I notice where I feel that in my body, and I notice the sensation, and I'm noticing the colour of that feeling. I acknowledge what's there. It's safe and okay to look at it now. Even though I have all these feelings about the politics and the war and my health and health of loved ones, and maybe people have died in my life, and the inflation rates, and not knowing how I'm going to survive through the winter financially. And maybe there's other things, so you can just list them as well. And I soothe and comfort myself right now. And tapping through the points, top of the head, all of these feelings, acknowledging any anxiety, acknowledging any fear, acknowledging any worry, acknowledging any anger, acknowledging any panic, noticing where I feel those feelings in my body, noticing the sensations and the colour. And just when you tap on the side of your eye, take a deep breath in. And noticing how that feels in my body when I think about the politics and the war. How I feel about my health and the health of my loved ones. How I feel about the inflation rates and how I feel about my money situation, especially with Christmas coming up. There's more to spend. Food prices, inflation, the cost of living. And noticing how all of that feels right now. It's safe and okay to acknowledge that now. And I'm open to the possibility of releasing all emotional attachment to these situations that are currently beyond my control. I can't control my outside world, but I can influence how I feel about it. And I acknowledge with compassion all of the feelings that are here for me right now. And I wonder if it's possible to release some of those feelings now. So I'm noticing my feet on the ground and my body in the chair. I'm noticing the thoughts in my head without judging them. I'm noticing my feelings about this situation without judging them. Coming more into the present moment. And as you tap under the nose, take a deep breath in. And I choose to infuse today with an abundance of self-care energy, self-compassion, learning to accept the situation just as it is and just as it isn't. I wonder if it's possible to have a good day anyway. Even with all this going on, even if other people are suffering, my suffering doesn't help them. So I choose to have a good day right now. I choose to raise my vibration, releasing the overwhelm, so that I can take inspired action to support myself, my family, my friends, my community, and humanity. I'm open to the possibility of being unexpectedly surprised at how magically today unfolds. And I choose to infuse today and every day with magic and miracles. And put your hands on your heart chakra, say transform, take a deep breath, transform. So I'd love to hear how you got on in the comments. Please do share below. One of three things will have happened as you tune into your emotions now about the current situation. They'll either have gone down, which I really hope they have, or they might have stayed the same, or they might have gone up. If you feel worse than you did when you started tapping, it's just because you've been focusing on the things that scare you, and it's time to really tap again. So repeat this video so that you can then release all of those feelings, because what happens is when we're rushing around our daily life, we don't really focus on what we're scared about, but then when we spend 5 minutes actually focusing on it, that's when the feelings can get stronger, but that's okay. You're bringing them to the conscious awareness in order to release them. So if they've stayed the same, again, you can tap on this again and try and get some better results. There are lots of things that can help when it hasn't changed, but please do write in the comments and I'll try and support you this, because it's beyond what I can do in this video. Other things that could happen is that you might find yourself yawning or burping, or feeling more tired or less tired, maybe more energized, lighter, tingling. So all of those are signs that the energy is starting to move. So please do share in the comments below how you got on. I'd love to support you further. And I recommend you doing this video every day, maybe every morning when you wake up, every evening. And as you do this on a daily basis, you will really notice how you are raising your vibration on a daily basis, so that you can take more inspired action and be there for yourself and for others. So if you want to know more about EFT and what I do, check out tamaradonn.com and frazzledtofabulous.com if you are a stressed mum and want to know more about my book and club. So share this video if it's been helpful, and I can't wait to see you again. Bye.